Hey everyone, welcome to an NFL video. This one we're going over my favorite plays for the showdown slate on Thursday, the Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not looking forward to this game. I don't want to watch it. I will watch it though, and I'll probably end up playing DFS for it, even though I don't want to, because I'm sure you guys are going to as well. So I thought I'd make this video. And before we continue, if you could leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. We're getting close to 2K, and if we can get to that anytime soon, that would be sweet. So anyway, let's dive into it. Also, all my spreadsheets and extra content is available in the link in the description below for my Patreon. And you can also find me on Twitter at crispinel16. Yeah, I think we're good to get into it now. So I guess we'll just kind of go down the list here. And these are captain prices, so let me just go by flex. So up top, we have Derrick Henry at $10,600. Deservedly so. He is the most expensive player in the slate. Honestly, he's probably the safest player in the slate. It's not a great matchup versus Jacksonville at Jacksonville, but he's been very productive the first 2 weeks. Week 1 versus Cleveland, they had a really big lead, and he also had that 75-yard screen pass, went all the way to the end zone. He had 19 attempts for 84 yards and a touchdown, so he's been a touchdown machine so far, 3 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks, and he's getting the rock. And when Derrick Henry gets the ball a lot, good things tend to happen for the Titans, and that's when they win their games. And yeah, the way this game's going to go, it's a low Vegas total. I believe it's at 39 right off the top of my head. It's basically a pick'em. I believe the spread is 1. So it should be close. I expect both teams to really just keep the ball on the ground. It should be a pretty... I was going to say fast-paced, but I mean, the teams are going to play slow, but I think the game's going to go by fast, because I think they're not going to throw the ball a lot. I don't see a lot of incompletions happening, a lot of short throws, and I can see them keeping the ball on the ground. So their game might go... the game might go fast, but they're not going to play at a fast pace, if that makes any sense. So I think this is a good game script for Derrick Henry. Close game, should get the rock about 20 times. Actually has been involved in the passing game. I saw 5 targets this season, which, we don't expect much in the passing game from Derrick Henry, so it is a positive sign that he's at least being used in there. Dion Lewis is on the field, but he's just not getting much work, and that's great for us that want to play Derrick Henry. And he's going to be very popular. Him and Leonard Fournette are going to be the 2 highest owned guys on this slate, not even close. And I would pick one of those 2 guys to be in your captain spot. And last week, 15 carries, 81 yards, touchdown, had 3 targets, 2 receptions, 12 yards. He's not going to take a 75-yard screen pass to the house every single week, but it is nice that he's being used in the passing game at least a little bit. So definitely like Derrick Henry, as no surprise. Marcus Mariota, I mean, he's just not a guy I like to roster. I mean, I get it on a showdown slate. I don't think he's going to do much, though, versus this Jacksonville defense. I know Patrick Mahomes lit them up, but they have a great pass defense. They should have Jalen Ramsey for this game. Maybe it's the last time they're going to have Jalen Ramsey. Most likely, they said a most likely scenario for a trade is going to be on Friday, so I am assuming Jalen Ramsey will play, and if A.J. Boye plays as well, it's going to be tough for Marcus Mariota. He's got Corey Davis on the outside and A.J. Brown. They're not going to win those matchups, and I can't see Marcus Mariota having a big day. He's not a big play guy anyway. I mean, if you look at his stat line week 1, that's heavily inflated from a 75-yard screen pass to Derrick Henry, and that's not going to happen a lot. As you can see last week versus Indianapolis, which is a much softer matchup, he had 13 points. So I don't see much happening from Jacksonville. I'm going to be surprised if he even gets a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised, but if he gets more than 1 touchdown, I'm not expecting that really, and it's probably going to be an ugly game. So if you want to fade both quarterbacks on this slate, which you usually don't do in Showdown, I think this might be the slate for it. But just the way this slate is, I mean, he's not an exciting play, but I guess he's a safe play. Because, quarterbacks are going to get points. That's guaranteed. It's just a matter of how much, and I really don't see them scoring too much on this slate. Then Leonard Fournette, he's going to be the popular guy. He's 9,800, and has he been very good this season? No, but he has scored double digits. It's just because of the volume. He has not been efficient whatsoever versus Kansas City. 13 attempts, 66 yards. Did get 5 yards a carry, but still, I like his involvement in the passing game. TJ Yeldon's gone, and there's just no one else in this backfield to compete with, touches or targets very much. 4 receptions in both games on 6 targets. He hasn't really done much with them, but he's going to see he's pretty much going to see 20 touches in this game. Tennessee has been a little bit soft to the running back position so far this season. So I guess Fournette's going to be, I hate to say fantastic play because I don't see him doing too much, but on this slate, he's a fantastic play. You're going to have to load him and Derrick Henry in your lineups just for that guaranteed volume and safety. I would not recommend fading either of those 2 guys. And there's just not much salary. Salary is really not an issue. I'm making lineups, and I mean, you have a ton of salary left. It's not like you have to jam certain guys in. Like last week on the Monday night game, you had to jam in Odell, you had to jam in Nick Chubb, you had to get in Baker Mayfield, and you had to find some salary relief guys. On this slate, I'm not seeing much you really have to do with that. You can make a pretty balanced lineup, no problem. So definitely like Leonard Fournette just from a volume standpoint versus Tennessee. And, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they usually find themselves behind in games. I can't see them falling really behind. It's a really close spread, low Vegas total. So they should be able to grind it out with Leonard Fournette. And, maybe 20 touches, falls into the end zone, 70 yards. You're going to be pretty happy with that. Gardner Minshew, the outfit king, coming off that plane. He had the open t-shirt, not the t-shirt, whatever you want to call that, open button down in the... he looks cool, but he's not been terrible though, to be honest. He had an 88% completion percentage in Week 1 versus Kansas City. That dipped down to 70% versus Houston. But honestly, he hasn't been that bad. He scored 18 points, 17 points. Tennessee defense, it's actually pretty solid. It's not scary. I actually prefer probably playing the Tennessee defense. But if you want to roll with Gardner Minshew in a lineup just for the fun of it, I don't hate it at 9,200. If you can connect with Chris Conley or DJ Chark, maybe you pair him up with one of those guys. That could be interesting correlation play there. He's not going to be sneaky by any means because this is a very small slate, and he's a quarterback. But I don't hate it. I also don't hate fading both quarterbacks either. Delanie Walker, he's probably my number one option for if you're going to use Marcus Mariota to pair him up with anybody, because AJ Brown and Corey Davis are going to see, and then the other guys are going to see AJ Boye, they're going to see Jalen Ramsey, and they're not going to win those matchups. Corey Davis got shut down by Denzel Ward Week 1. And Jalen Ramsey is better than him, even though Ward is a budding star at corner. But I think this funnels to Delanie Walker. It's kind of the same reasons I like Travis Kelce Week 1, even though he didn't do much, because it just funnels to the inside on this defense. So I think Delanie Walker can have a pretty decent day. He'd be my number one target if you're going to use Marcus Mariota to pair him up with anybody. At 22 points Week 1 on 2 touchdowns. Week 2, more of a Delanie Walker stat line that you're going to see when he doesn't score a touchdown with 7.9 points. But if he falls into the end zone, you're looking at double digits, and you're not going to be too sad about that. 8,200. DJ Chark, he's one of my preferred options on the Jaguars, because if I'm going to use a quarterback, I want to use Gardner Minshew against the Tennessee Titans defense, and I'd want to use his options. And DJ Chark, he's looked like is one of his top targets. I know he had 4 targets Week 1, but Week 2, 9 targets, 7 receptions, 18.5 points. Week 1, though, he went nuts. I know he had 4 targets, but he caught all 4 of them. 146 yards, got his touchdown, long 69-yard touchdown. I think DJ Chark's a fine option on this slate. He's one of my preferred receiving options if you're going to be using Gardner Minshew, or even if you don't want to use Gardner Minshew and you just want to use one of his guys. I think DJ Chark's fine, and he's also got a cool name. Dede Westbrook, I was really excited about using Dede Westbrook this season when Nick Foles was the quarterback. That has gone away. He did fine in Week 1, but he only had 30 yards and a touchdown. Week 2 versus Houston, 5 targets, 1 catch for 3 yards. That's not going to get the job done here. Dede Westbrook, he's got talent, and I was really excited for him with Nick Foles, but with Gardner Minshew, he seems to be looking at more as Chris Conley and DJ Chark, so I looking to probably fade Westbrook here. Chris Conley, though, like I said with DJ Chark, I have interest in him. He's had a good connection with Gardner Minshew so far. 21 points Week 1 on 7 targets, 6 receptions, 97 yards. Week 2, 73 yards, 5 targets, 4 receptions. Did not find the end zone, but he still had 11 points. And Chris Conley, he's got some talent. He's not the most talented receiver in the world, but on this slate, I don't mind him. And then we have Marquise Lee. Probably not going to do that. Probably not going to happen. I know he's not injured now, but he's pretty much been a bust his whole career. Nick Foles is obviously not going to play. Not going to play Just Dobbs, because obviously not. Ryan Tannehill. Corey Davis. No, I'm not going to play him versus Jalen Ramsey. For Week 1, he got shut down by Denzel Ward. Jalen Ramsey is an upgrade. Not an upgrade for Corey Davis, but an upgrade at the corner position. So I don't see him having much success here. Marcus Mariota is not a very good quarterback. Week 2 had a softer matchup versus Indianapolis. Still only got 6 points. Corey Davis has very much been a bust his whole career. Not too interested in Corey Davis on this slate. AJ Brown, he's pretty much a deep play guy, but again, I don't trust Marcus Mariota versus this Jacksonville defense. So I'm really looking to fade this Tennessee side outside of Derrick Henry. I think they just pound the rock. I don't know if you guys remember last year. I hope you remember on the Thursday night game versus Jacksonville, Derrick Henry got that 238-yard game, 4 touchdowns, had that amazing 99-yard touchdown run where he just absolutely obliterated guys. I mean, it was just insane. Derrick Henry looked like a Hall of Fame running back that night. And ever since then, really, it's Derrick Henry kind of stepped it up. So maybe that was just a confidence boost for him. But yeah, he hurt some guys' egos that night. That's for sure. Yeah, really looking to fade this Tennessee just passing offense. Give me the guy on the ground, maybe the tight end. But outside of that, not too interested in any of the receiving options. Titans defense, I do have interest in them. I know Gardner Minshew has not looked terrible, but they have had a solid defense so far. I know they faced Baker Mayfield week 1, which hurts me to say I'm a Browns fan, but he was trash week 1. He could not throw a football. He didn't look that great week 2 either, but he still had that nice touchdown to Odell, which Odell pretty much did all the work there, but still, they had 23 points, including a touchdown. They generated 5 sacks. Week 2, 3 sacks versus Jacoby Brissett. Again, these aren't great sample sizes because the quarterback play wasn't great, but that might be a little bit due to the defense being not too bad. It's not an elite defense, but it's not a bad defense. It's pretty much middle of the road. They still picked up 8 points, got 3 sacks. So versus Gardner Minshew, they could give him some trouble. So I do like the Titans defense. I picked them up in my season-long league as my defense this week. Because, Thursday games are just always low scoring. It's a low Vegas total, close spread. They should be fine. Dion Lewis, he's on the field. He's playing 47% of the snaps, but he's just not doing anything. He had 3 attempts week 1, same with week 2. Only 3 targets week 1, 1 target week 2. I mean, Derrick Henry's the guy here. I have no interest in Dion Lewis. If you want to get weird in GPPs, and you're pretty much only playing GPPs for Showdown. I know some of you guys play Cash, which I guess I get, but Showdowns are pretty much just a fun day for me, where if I get lucky, I get lucky. If you want to throw him on there, hope he gets an uptick in targets and usage. You're just kind of hoping there. I have no interest in Dion Lewis. He has not looked good this year at all, or last year even, really. Jaguars defense. For some reason, they're 3,800 compared to the Titans being 5,200, and the Jaguars have a better defense. I know they got shredded week 1 versus Patrick Mahomes, but everyone gets shredded versus Patrick Mahomes. Looked a lot better versus Deshaun Watson last week, which we know they're a good offense. Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Dick Johnson, and Curtis Hyde aren't very exciting, but they got some talent on offense, and they shut them down at Houston. Only allowed 13 points. Got 4 sacks. I know Deshaun Watson's line's awful, but still, they should be able to generate pressure. They got the 2 elite corners, hopefully, and I think they should have no problem shutting down Marcus Mariota and his receiving game. There's concern with Derrick Henry ripping off some long ones, but there's not a lot of options on the slate. Jaguars defense is too talented for only being 3,800. I like that there, and they're playing at home too, so do it like that. And then the kickers, I don't mind if you want to use kickers in this matchup. It's going to be low scoring, and Thursday night games, Tennessee versus Jacksonville. I don't know about you guys, but that just screams like a kicking duel to me. So Josh Lambo and Cairo Santos are both in play. I know they're cheap, but you don't really need the salary on this slate, but they're in play. It could be a kick and duel. Adam Humphries, he has been a disaster this season. I believe he has -1 air yard. I was looking earlier, and I think that's what it said. That is disgusting. He had 1 target week 1 for 5 yards. Week 2, 2 targets, 2 catches for -1 yard. It's just not going to happen this season. I know people are excited about Humphries in this offense. I wasn't really, and he does not look good. And I'm not willing to take a chance here versus Jacksonville. Now he's probably not going to see Ramsey or Boye, so that could be a silver lining there, that maybe he goes a little bit under-owned because of how bad he has been, and he's going to see some softer matchups. But I don't know. I don't feel good about playing Adam Humphries. If you're playing 150 lineups in the big contest, I get it, but just not for me. O'Shaughnessy, no. Swan, no. Keelan Cole, no. Sharp, not interested in any of these guys. Armstead, maybe. He didn't do anything week 2. Week 1, he did have 1 carry for 7 yards, not 1 target. But this is just, you're pretty much hoping for Leonard Fournette to get hurt in this game, and he's going to be very low owned, and then you'll take all the money if he ends up being the workhorse, but you can't bank on that. I wouldn't put my money on it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I have no interest in any of these guys. Ryan Griffin did not work out at 800. He got 1 target last week, but other than that, it was bad. So, and it's really, you don't need a dumpster dive this week. It's really easy to make a lineup. So let's say we put in Derrick Henry at captain. Then we plug in Leonard Fournette. I think you have to start with that. We still have 6,000 remaining. We can fit in DJ Chark pretty easy. Where's he at? He's 7,600. You want to go with the defense. You want to do two defenses, Titans and Jaguars. You have 7,700 remaining. You can fit in Conley. Not a big fan of Westbrook. It's really easy to make a lineup. It's not hard. You do not need to dumpster dive whatsoever. Say you want to get a kicker in. Santos. You got 7,900 remaining. You can do the same exact thing. It's really easy to make I shouldn't say it's easy to make a lineup, but it's easy to make a lineup within the salary cap this week. Usually you have to go dumpster diving like last week to fit in the guys you want, but there's not really any studs on this slate outside of Derrick Henry, and I wouldn't really call him a stud either. So anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. It's just a really ugly slate, and I'm looking forward to it. Sorry if I don't sound too enthusiastic about it if you're a Titans fan or Jaguars, but I hope you'd understand why. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Remember to leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Really appreciate it. Let's get to 2K soon. That would be awesome. And like I said, all the extra content's in the link in the description below. Man, check out my previous 2 videos I posted this week. We got core plays and first look thoughts, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video, and which will probably be my chalk plays. I know a lot of you like the chalk video because that seems to get the most views every single week. So that'll be coming out tonight probably. All right. Wish you guys the best of luck. See ya.